Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem Shai Bashem Kwadash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, A Powerful Book You Must Get. And I'm not going to give you the title of the book, the author, or anything like that in this video, because I don't want Bishop Nathaniel to get this book. But I will put the book, I will do another video. I haven't did that video yet, but I'm doing this video now. So if you watch this video and you immediately go to my Odyssey page, you're not going to find it, because actually, after I finish doing this, it's going to be short. I will do another short video and I will reveal the book to you. And this is just like the second page in. I mean, I haven't read. I'll take much time reading the book because I'm a little lazy. But oh, by the way, this book was given to me by the bishop out of Connecticut, Tazadak Ba, but he's the top Tazadak, so you could call him Tazadak or Tazadak Ba. And if you know of him, he goes into a lot of books, and he's pretty much like Yeshaya, High Priest Yeshaya, which, by the way, he's related to Yeshaya, in case you didn't know that. So he has that same spirit as the High Priest Yeshaya. He goes into a lot of books on different subjects, and he'll come up with some books. He said, "Where you get that book from?" So anyway, he said he's gonna give me the book, and he got the book to me. I don't know, maybe 3 weeks ago, and I kind of had it laying around. I mean, I just got the book, not even a month ago, and I kind of read through it. But this is the opening of the book. This is like maybe page 2, page 3 of the actual book. And you can find the book. You go to Google, Amazon, whatever. You can find the book. It's not expensive book. Oh, and by the way, the James Adair History of the Indians, or the American Indians, you can get that book relatively cheap at this particular point. Now, when you start getting this book and the James Adair's book, you know, if they notice a lot of people are getting this book, they'll probably start to raise the prices. So you got to get these books now. Drinking from this detox right here. Make sure everything's good. I'm just looking at these notifications. So anyway, I'm going to read from this and then I'm going to close. Then I'll reveal to you the book on Odyssey. And let's hope this goes through, because you know how YouTube get down. A lot of information's coming out, and Mosai is opening us to a lot more information. So I'll start from right here. Oh, I was half asleep. What I do is I have on my smart TV, which, by the way, the box that I have makes any TV a smart TV. So in my living room, I don't have a smart TV, but it's now a smart TV. I have Google Chromecast. If I use my laptop, I can cast anything onto that TV. So I made that flat screen a smart TV, and I have a box that makes the TV a smart TV. So you got people that buy a smart, everything is smart TV now, because the apps are inside in the TV. But so I was watching. I was kind of half asleep, watching YouTube on my flat screen, and I kind of halfway woke up, and it kind of goes from one video to the next, and it was dealing with Russia, the origins of Russia, and they said a lot of things that I knew about. Like I just found out that Meshach is Hebrew. It's Mashak, which the scholars say that word is Mashakya, which is Moscow. They're saying it's Moscow. That's some new information. We do know when you go to the Bible Hub and you look up Gog and Magog, you look up the various so-called scholars, experts, they do say that Russia goes back to the word the Rosh, the R-O-S-H, which is a Hebrew word, which I've said this before and I'll say it again. The word Rosh in the Hebrew is Ra'ash, which means head or chief. Because it says in Ezekiel 38, chief prince, but the word there is Ra'ash, which means head or chief. And Shah means prince. So the word Russia is a compound word, two Hebrew words meaning chief prince. I mean prince, chief prince. Yep, chief prince. And we had found out that the barbarian hordes and the Scythians were Israelites. Paul spoke about the barbarians and the Scythians. So they were definitely Israelites. You go deep enough into the history of Russia, you find out that they were the Scythians, the barbarians, the Scythians, and they were always a warlike people. Who were they fighting? I forget who they were fighting. The Tartars. The Tartars were warlike people. That's mentioned in the movie The 13th Warrior. Now, we don't know if they were Jake or they were Ishmael or Esau. I got to go more into the history of it because you had a mixture. But we're finding out the Russians, the origins of Russia, the Russian people are Israelites, man. That's why you got a drink called the Black Russian. The icons, Russian icons, the saints were all so-called black. But anyway, they were taken over by the Tartars for years. And then you had Russians that the Scythians and the barbarians, they wanted to push them out. So a key name is Isaac. Well, you got the Isaac the Terrible, but he came after. I believe it was the son of Isaac the Third. Isaac, yes, Yatazikwak. What are you doing with a Russian Hebrew name if you're Russian? Because they were Hebrews. Yatazakak or Isaac the Third. Now, I found out that he wanted to push the Tartars out. You know, he said, I'm tired of these people enslaving us, right? Taxing us, enslaving us. So he built an army. He put together an army. But he first started with, building up a temple, cathedral, building of worship. And, he got he borrowed from the Byzantine Empire. His neighbors, the Byzantine Empire, and he had even married, but I believe it was one of the Constantine's daughter. So this guy Isaac III married into Jake. So that's Jake right there. That's Jake. That's why them Edomite looking Russians, a lot of them are Jake, man. A lot of them are Jake. That's why they come. Them Russians are the only one. Them are former Eastern Bloc nations that look like, a lot of them look like Edomite. Some of them look like Moabite. Some of them are kind of dark skinned. They're the only so-called white people that could they'll go head on with Jake and beat Jake too, because they are Jake. They are Jake. They're strong people, man. Them Russian, them Sambo players, they beat them. Well, they compete with the BJJ, because basically Sambo is nothing but Russian BJJ. Punches, kicks, locks, takedowns. But anyway, that's a whole nother subject. So anyway, let me just read from this and I will close it. I'll start here. And that it may be comprehended in these 20 words, the Romans came from E, who is E, and Italy is the Idumea, Rome, the Basra of the Hebrew prophets. The descendants of E say the J's, says the J rabbins. These are Jewish rabbis that say this. They say this. Go to Google and put in Rome descended from E, or Rome descended from the Edomites, or Esau. And you're going to get a handful of articles written by Jewish rabbis telling you that, yes, the Romans descended from the ancient biblical Edomites. And I did videos on this. Like I said, I don't know if they're going to take this down, man. It says the sworn enemies of the descendants of Jacob. Now, Jewish rabbis say this because they believe that they're Jacob. So they say the Romans, they identify with the history of the first Jewish-Roman war. They put themselves in that picture, in that time period. Which, by the way, Edomites were actually fighting on the side of Jake. Did y'all know that? Because they heard the gospel. They wanted to get into heaven too. They said, look, we're going to die. So there was Edomites that actually believed. It says, even the end of the world. So what does that mean? Esau is still here even unto the end of the world. Because we're in the second stage of the Roman Empire. There's not going to be a third stage. Ain't going to be no Gog and Magog coming back. It says of the descendants of Jacob, or Yaqub, even to the end of the world, were at first a small nation. This is talking about E, inhabiting Mount Seir, or Petra, and the adjacent country contiguous touching to the land of Canaan, which is our land now. They were easily confined within their own limits. Now, as you go to the next page, it tells you how they pushed northward. They pushed northward, and then they spread. When they pushed northward, past Israel, the first time that we encountered them was during the Babylonian Empire, which is what? Babylonian Empire is off of is the coast of the Euphrates, which is Iraq today. But you got a place, even to this day, it's called Babylon. So what did Esau do? They pushed up. This is about 1,000 from Mount Seir or Petra to where Iraq is, or the Euphrates, is about a good 1,000 miles. So you get Vocab Malone saying, "Well, how can they How can they be Edomites if they're there? How can they go all over the place?" And because they migrated just like everybody else did. Moab migrated to the uttermost east, along with Moab and Ammon. That's in Ezekiel 25. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.